How do you fund education, particularly higher education, in a time of austerity? One suggestion has been a graduate tax, where after leaving university, students would pay an extra proportion of income tax which would go back and help pay for their education. The argument against this, though, is called the common pot argument. It's the idea that that money would eventually just go back to central government and it wouldn't find its way to universities. It would get spent on other things. But a researcher at Cass, McKenzie, thinks he may have a solution. I asked him to explain it to me.
Well, it's quite a basic solution, really. The universities should receive the income tax directly from their own alumni. That would solve the problem of free riding that we have under a system where income is shared among universities.
Quite complicated, though, wouldn't it, making sure that a particular individual's taxes went back to an individual business school? Would it actually be possible?
Yes, well, I think HMRC in this day and age do have possibility of, they have technical possibilities to implement such a tax. They can link tax returns to charities already, so why can't they link them to universities?
One potential problem, though, many universities have an awful lot of international students, and of course those students in the main go back to their own countries and get jobs there. Wouldn't those students be getting a bit of a free ride?
Yes, some international students who do not stay in the country would not be paying back to their universities. But I think there is evidence to show that students tend to go on and get a job in the country where they have studied, as their qualification is most likely to lead into employment in the country where they've taken it.
The government, though, seems set on raising tuition fees instead of introducing a graduate tax. In the end, isn't that going to have the same effect?
Well, the problem with tuition fees is that they're paid up front, regardless of whether they're financed through income contingent loans after university. They're paid to the universities at the beginning, and this is rather like paying for a meal at a restaurant before you've ever even had the meal. You're not sure of what service you're going to get, and indeed the restaurant or the university does not have an incentive to work on the quality of that education.
So do students end up richer under your system, or universities, or the government? Who's the eventual winner here?
Well, I think the winner is society at large, because you're incentivizing universities to improve the quality of education, and this can only be a good thing for the students, but also for the society and the country at large.
How did you go about doing your research?
Well, we took a microeconomic model based on incentive theory, and just had a look at what incentives universities have to improve the quality of education under a system of tuition fees and a system of graduate taxes. And we came to the conclusion that graduate taxes offer this incentive to the universities.
So if there's a government minister listening to this, maybe watching this podcast, perhaps Vince Cable, the business secretary, what's your message to him?
Well, my message would be the original idea of a graduate tax is positive, but it could be advanced by attempting to give the revenue back to the alma mater of the student, and really there is a lot of potential. And I think we've talked a lot about equity issues, about affordability for all sections of society. The graduate tax would solve that, but more importantly, perhaps it could lead to a better system of education overall.
Tom McKenzie, thank you very much.
Thank you.